Imagine this. For 20 years, one cat sat at the same train station through storms, heat, and freezing nights. She never missed a single day. And when she finally died, she was still in the exact spot where her vigil began. This is the story of Zora and baby Brody, a bond beyond words. When Lindsay Needham finally brought her newborn son, Brody, home from the hospital, she expected sleepless nights, endless diapers, and the daily rhythm of caring for a fragile little life. But what she didn't expect was the role her family's cat, Zora, would choose to play. From the very first moment Zora laid eyes on the baby, something remarkable happened. Normally playful, sometimes even mischievous, Zora suddenly became still, quiet, and alert. She crept closer, sniffed gently at the bundle in Lindsay's arms, and then curled up right beside him. It was as if she silently promised, "I'll protect him." In those early days, when Brody's movements were clumsy and uncoordinated, Zora showed a patience that stunned everyone. Little hands tugged at her fur, tiny fingers pulled her whiskers, yet she never hissed, never scratched, never once showed irritation. Instead, she seemed to understand instinctively that this fragile little human needed nothing but gentleness. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. The connection between baby and cat grew stronger with each passing moment. Zora followed Brody around the house like a shadow. She curled beside his crib during naps, stood watch by his playmat, and nestled against him whenever he stirred. To the family, it felt as though she had appointed herself his silent guardian. But one evening, something happened that revealed just how extraordinary their bond truly was. After putting Brody to bed, Lindsay and her husband sat in the living room. Suddenly, a sharp cry echoed from the baby monitor. At first, they thought Zora was scratching at the nursery door, but when they looked at the monitor, they froze. Zora wasn't outside, she was inside the nursery. She sat perched at the edge of Brody's crib, her eyes wide, her tail curled neatly around her paws. And she wasn't silent. She was talking. A series of soft, drawn-out meows filled the room. And then, something even stranger. Brody answered. Not with words, but with bright, high-pitched squeals that mimicked the rhythm of her sounds. It was a conversation. A back-and-forth exchange, a game of sound and tone. Cat and baby speaking a private language only they seemed to understand. Lindsay and her husband burst out laughing, half in shock, half in amazement. Their son and their cat were communicating, not with gestures or play, but in what seemed like an actual dialogue. From that night on, it was clear. Their relationship was more than companionship. It was an invisible bond, one woven from trust, affection, and something deeper that words could never capture. During the day, Zora remained Brody's guardian angel. She padded after him wherever he went, settled next to him whenever he lay down, and kept her watchful green eyes trained on him as if to say, "You're never alone." For Lindsay and her husband, the sight often moved them to tears. They were witnessing something magical, the unspoken understanding between a child and an animal. Stories like this remind us of something powerful. Loyalty, patience, and love have no boundaries. They don't require language, they don't need explanation. Sometimes they live in the quiet bond between a baby and a cat. And that is the truest magic of all. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe animals have a special intuition when it comes to children? Have you ever witnessed a bond like this yourself? We'd love to hear your story.